You think you're helping your baby develop. Japan has been watching. And the gap between those two things isn't about effort. It's about a completely different understanding of what helping even means. University of Kansas researchers found that IQ correlates more strongly with the language a baby hears than any other single factor. Not the app, the voice. Japan institutionalized this before the research existed. 7 habits. Stay for number 5. It's the one almost every pediatrician recommends that Japanese mothers quietly see differently. Number 3 has a name in Japanese maternal culture, and once you hear it, you will never look at your baby's first food the same way. And number 7, I'll save for the end. It's the quietest habit on this list, but in Japan, it says everything about the kind of parent you are becoming. Before we get to the habits, you need one idea that makes everything else click. In Japan, a baby's needs are not problems to be managed. They are signals to be understood. And every product Western culture built to soothe, stimulate, or simplify a baby's experience was built in response to those signals. Japan asked a different question first. What is the signal actually saying? That question produces different answers. Keep it in mind. Every habit on this list comes back to it. Think about your morning. Baby is fussing. You reach for the bouncer, the swing, the vibrating seat, the gadget designed specifically to calm a baby when you need your hands. It works. The baby settles. You get something done. This is not just acceptable in Western baby culture. It is recommended. It has become the infrastructure of early parenthood. In Japan, the default response to a fussing baby is not a seat. It is a back, the parent's back. The practice is called Onbu, Fabu, to carry on the back. The baby is secured in a cloth carrier against the parent's body, not beside them, against them. Skin, warmth, heartbeat. Riken Brain Science Institute research confirmed that babies carried against a moving human body show measurably lower heart rate and lower cortisol within minutes. The calming mechanism is not the motion. It is the human underneath the motion. The bouncer solves the problem of the crying baby. Onbu asks why the baby needed solving in the first place. We do it instinctively. The voice changes the moment we face a baby. Higher pitch, simpler words. Who's a good baby? Yes, you are. Baba. Boo-boo. Western parenting culture has not just accepted this, it has celebrated it as the natural language of early bonding. Japanese mothers speak to their babies differently. Not louder, not slower. In complete adult sentences. From the hospital room, about ordinary things. The temperature of the water. The name of the bowl. The memory attached to it. The practice is called Katarikake. Katarikake. Kata, speech from one's own mouth. Kake, to lean toward with intention. Together, the reach of one mind toward another before the other mind can answer. University of Kansas researchers found that by age 3, IQ correlates more strongly with the vocabulary richness and complexity of adult-directed speech than any other single factor. Not baby talk, real language. The foundation of every word your child will ever speak is being built right now, from the actual words in your mouth. Baby talk simplifies the language so the baby can keep up. Katarikake speaks adult language so the baby has something worth catching up to. The package says it's the perfect first food. Bland, white, iron-fortified, easy to digest. Western pediatric guidance has recommended rice cereal as the standard introduction to solid food for decades. Most parents follow it without question. It's what everyone does. In Japan, a baby's first food is not bland. It is not white. It is dashi, a broth made from kombu seaweed and bonito, with soft white fish dissolved into it. Savory, complex, DHA-rich. The baby's first taste of the world is the world Japan actually eats. The practice is called Shokuiku. She, a person being nourished. Shu, a body growing from birth. Together, food education that begins at the very first meal. In Japan, feeding is formation. What you eat is part of what you become. A 2007 Lancet study of nearly 12,000 pregnant women found that children of mothers who consumed the most seafood had measurably higher verbal IQ at age 8. Children of mothers who ate no seafood were 48% more likely to score in the lowest verbal IQ quartile. There was no upper limit of benefit. Western first foods prepare the stomach for calories. Japanese first foods prepare the brain for learning. But if Shokuiku is about what we put into the baby's body, the next habit is about what we put into the baby's mind. The educational app, the developmental playlist, the light-up toy engineered to stimulate exactly the right neural pathways at exactly the right age. Western baby culture has built an entire industry around the belief that more stimulation earlier produces more development faster. The products are expensive. The belief is sincere. Japanese early childhood environments are notably quieter, less color, fewer blinking lights, more unstructured time, more nature, more human faces, and less screen time. Not because because Japan cannot access the technology, but because Japan made a different decision about what a developing brain actually needs. The philosophy is called Asobi, Yasobi. In engineering, Asobi means the clearance between mechanical parts, the gap that allows a mechanism to function without grinding. Play is the clearance, the breathing room that allows the whole system to move without breaking. Harvard's Center on the Developing Child research found that less structured time without adult or screen direction, predicts stronger self-directed executive function. Greater adult-directed activity was associated with weaker self-direction. Western stimulation adds input to a developing brain. Japan protects the space that allows the brain to organize its own input. We are halfway through, and the next one, the one I told you to stay for, is this. Think about yesterday morning, the moment you left. What did you say? How long did you stay at the door? Was it the same as the morning before? Here is what Japan does instead. The goodbye is different every morning. Sometimes you sneak out when they're distracted. Sometimes you linger, return for one more hug, make eye contact while your coat is already on. Sometimes you try a new phrase because yesterday's didn't work. The toddler cries every time. You leave feeling like something went wrong. It did, but not the part you think. Japanese parents do not improvise goodbyes. They perform them. The same words, the same gesture, the same duration. Every single morning. The practice is called mie okuri, miokuri. Mi, to witness. Okuri, to send off. Together, to witness the departure with full presence, and then leave cleanly. A 2004 study confirmed that consistent transition rituals measurably lower cortisol in toddlers at separation. The nervous system is not alarmed by a goodbye it has seen 100 times. It already knows the ending. Western goodbyes try to minimize the pain of leaving. Mie okuri makes the leaving so familiar that the pain loses its reason. The advice is everywhere. Don't hold them too much. Teach them to self-soothe. Let them cry it out. Encourage independence from the earliest months, because the goal of good parenting is a child who needs you less. Western culture has built an entire philosophy of early childhood around the belief that dependence is a problem to be gradually solved. In Japan, a baby who is held completely, who presumes unconditionally on the parent's love and presence, is not being spoiled. They are being built. The philosophy is called Amae, ama, sweetness held. The state of being able to lean into someone knowing the support will not be withdrawn. Not earned, not negotiated, simply there. Mary Ainsworth's strange situation research found that the securely attached child, the one who is held completely, achieves independence earlier and more stably than the child pushed toward independence before the nervous system was ready to hold it. Western parenting builds independence by gradually withdrawing. Amae builds independence by being so completely present that the child eventually has nothing left to need. The emotion wheel is on the refrigerator. The calm down corner has a poster of feelings faces. The parenting book says, when your child is upset, help them name what they feel. Give them the language, the vocabulary, the label. Western emotional intelligence culture has decided that feeling an emotion and naming it are the same act. Japanese mothers do not ask a baby what they are feeling. They ask something different. They ask what the baby's Kimochi is right now, treating the emotional state not as a report to be filed, but as a presence to be witnessed. The word is Kimochi. Kimochi. Ki, the invisible energy that animates all living things. Mochi, to hold, to carry. Together, the holding of energy. Not a feeling as a discrete event, but the ongoing energetic state of a living person in this moment. Research on emotional co-regulation shows that children develop emotional intelligence through being present with a regulated adult, not through labeling their feelings. The sequence is always witnessed first, named later. Never named before being witnessed. The emotion wheel teaches a child what to do with their feelings. Kimochi treats the feeling as already real, and the parent as already present with it. One is a tool, the other is a home. You've seen all 7. Here is a simple 3-question check. 30 seconds, done. Question 1. Does this habit substitute a product for human presence? The bouncer, the app, the emotion wheel, all of them place an object between the parent and the baby's actual signal. That is where Japan draws the line first. Question 2. Does this habit respond to what the baby is expressing, or to the parent's discomfort with what the baby is expressing? Japan's answer is always, go to the signal, not away from it. Question 3. Would a nervous system designed to need human connection choose this if it had a voice? That is the Amae question. Not, is this technically recommended, but is this what your baby's biology is actually asking for? 3 questions. If any habit fails all 3, that is where to begin. Not because you did something wrong, because now you know there is something better. Every product on this list was built to solve a problem. Japan asked why the problem existed. These aren't Japanese secrets. They are human truths, and they are available to every parent starting today. What you provide is an expression of what you believe your baby actually needs. Japan believes something different, and the research keeps proving them right. Which number hit you hardest? Tell me 1 through 7 in the comments right now. I read every one. If this video gave you something to think about, share it with one parent who needs to hear it. And if you want more, subscribe. The Learning Brain series has a lot more coming. See you in the next one.